What's going on, you guys? So big fight week. We got the Shakur, Stevenson, William Cepeda, the Hamza Shiraz, Berlanga, and a couple other good fights. You know, I've dropped a video about my predictions for every single one of these fights, but what I wanted to talk about in this video was Shakur Stevenson and all the criticism I think that has been unfair that he's been receiving. Right? It all started with Turki with the whole Tom and Jerry rules and this, that, and the other. And it really wasn't pointed at Shakur Stevenson initially. It was pointed at Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez in the Canelo-Williams Skull fight. But somehow it's, came over to criticize Shakur Stevenson, right? A lot of fans think his style is boring, that he's a runner, this, that, and the other. But Turki has actually gone out of his way to put out certain tweets, referring to Shakur Stevenson being a runner and shrinking the ring and stuff like that. And also the Ring magazine themselves have put out several videos. Mike Coppinger came out today and did an interview and kind of was bashing Shakur Stevenson, saying he's boring and his own fans in his hometown are walking out of the arena and stuff like that. It's just, the guy's taking shots at Shakur Stevenson. It all stems from Shakur calling him out during an interview that Mike Coppinger sat down with him in, and Shakur straight up told him he doesn't like him. And I don't remember what exactly he said. I think he just said he's the worst boxing analyst or interviewer in the sport, something along those lines. And I don't think Mike Coppinger really liked that. It made him look stupid. But nonetheless, man, it just I guess surprises me, but not necessarily surprises me. It annoys me that certain guys that never laced up a pair of gloves in their life, like a Mike Coppinger or a Turki or, half of the dudes that bash Shakur Stevenson in the media, they never put on a pair of gloves, but they want to criticize Shakur Stevenson for his performances. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying every single one of Shakur Stevenson's fights are super exciting. He's had a couple performances that were lackluster, right? But to say that he's boring and that he's a runner, I think it's far from the truth. If you really watch a majority of his fights, he's standing right in front of his opponent, right in the pocket, and guys aren't able to hit him. And that's not Shakur Stevenson's fault that his guys aren't able to hit him. He's standing right there and he picks them apart, and it may be boring because a majority of the fights are one-sided, and maybe that has to do with certain guys not wanting to fight him. Maybe that has to do with Shakur Stevenson's skill level, right? But nonetheless, it's just kind of annoying seeing these things when you got other fighters throughout time that, get the same criticism, like a Floyd, an Andre Ward, Pernell Whitaker. These guys weren't huge knockout punchers, but they were master boxers. They mastered hit and not get hit. And that's what Shakur Stevenson does. He's a master at that. So I don't think it's fair to criticize him and say that he's boring for that. Obviously, he doesn't have knockout power. But there's been several other guys that didn't have knockout power and, I guess you can say mastered hit, not get hit, but they get praised in the media. And that's like those Eastern European dudes who are boring to me. Vasily Lomachenko, Alexander Usyk, all these certain individuals, I'll say that. Canelo Alvarez, to me, is another one who, over the past 5-6 years, every single one of his fights are boring to me. Every single one of them. Yeah, he'll get a knockdown, but nothing else. There's no excitement in any of his fights, but he gets praised like no other. So I just think it's a little unfair that everyone's on Shakur Stevenson's bumper about all this, Tom and Jerry stuff. My hope is that he goes in there and shuts all the critics up, shuts all these casual fans up, makes all these quote-unquote analysts look stupid, and just puts out a dominant performance, possibly stopping him. And that's what I'm expecting from Shakur Stevenson, but we will see. But let me know what you guys think, man. Do you guys think all this criticism that Shakur is, getting is unfair? Or do you, what do you guys think about the whole Tom and Jerry rule, first off? But let me know what you guys think, man. Hate, like, comment, subscribe.